Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Mention. I thought I'd make a video to wish you a wonderful day. For I have wonderful news for the collective, for even for ourselves. There is so much that is about to unfold. But from the collective level, the Galactic Federation of Light, the Ashtar Command, is no longer dependent on what's going on down on the planet. The deep state is too weak to be a danger, so they have already decided on a date. A date has been set for the first contact. All the leaders of the big states all been informed of that date, but they won't talk about it. And people who usually will talk about it don't even talk about it. Just take care of your own life each moment, each day. And when the first contact will come, all the skies will be filled with light ships, and will be. For they know that it's not going to fly with a lot of people. They know they're going to have problems with certain military. They know all that, but it's not going to change. So they've been receiving the green light. So just wanted to bring that information, if you haven't received it already, just to be the pulse of your heart, be the pulse of the planet, the pulse of the sun, the pulse of the galaxy, the pulse of the Creator. Align your pulse with the pulse of life, and breathe the life of God. For we here in the service of the Mother, in many sense, to align with what our soul and spirit wants, because God is God, the Creator, the source, the infinite intelligence that created life and supports and sustain and control and life, is doing all it can right now. It's preparing your dream, to give your dreams, your everything you've ever wanted. That's His work. But your work is to work on yourself in order to assess the Creator. The more you are able to work on yourself and gain into your own inner power, to let go of the doubts, of the fear, of all that, and even when they come, it's a release, it's a transmutation. But the more we are able to do that, the easier it gets for the greater flow of the universe to bring into this alignment. And the card of the day is reparation. There's so much that needs to be repaired. I know in my life, for instance, there's so much. My life is a physical life, but the challenge is to be in this paradise energy, regardless of the circumstances and what's going on outside. For all of reality is just a mirror. It mirrors all that we produce in reality. It's so infinitely perfect, as Lao Tzu said, that we believe it is imperfect, that we believe that life is imperfect. But actually life is perfect for what it teaches us. And the perception of life and consciousness doesn't have to be, but on a higher level, when you reach a certain point, it is relative to the level of divinity integration you are able to manifest, to be conscious of. For everybody's got the same God within. It's not like God is more into somebody else than somebody else, but what we cultivate, it grows. And so to align, to cultivate this sense of, to make space for the presence of the Creator within. It's really, for the Creator will usually not force anything. It will allow everything to go. So it has to come from our own will to decide to move into the state of peace and joy and acceptance of the love of God. To communicate with the I Am Presence, which is connected. It is the very direct spirit of the universal Father of all. And that we need to align our physical body, our mental body. For physical is very important. Yet the mind will try to distract us. We want to really integrate the mind with the heart, so the mind can be submissive to the pulse of the heart. There is traveling that will be coming. I don't know if you want to travel. The observer is saying, well, get ready. The past is the labyrinth of the mind. We are entrapped. We are prisoners of the labyrinth of our mind. The mind is always seeking to resolve problems. But if it doesn't find problem, it will always create it. So if you let go of the mind, you let go of the problem. For as soon as you return to the mind, the problems of the past will return. But from a higher standpoint, the solution can come in different way. So it's like the present is abundance. Oh, we're going to be graced and blessed with abundance. And the future is about totality. It's about being focused, about being able to do difficult things. Just because our attention is straight, we'll be able to do it's about staying focused, to have the focus of our attention. When the mind though has led us to this voyage, because it's a voyage. Life is a voyage. We don't want to make it too short, because we wouldn't learn all that much if like you decided to ascend and poof, you ascended with nothing learned in the process. It wouldn't be worth it, which is not always easy to understand when you're going through 2006 down here. But the mind is like a story. We are a story. That's all we are. A story. Each incarnation is a story, and each story is important. The mind has led us to the ripeness, to the fruits are ripe. So the mind has, we've worked with our mind to the spirit has worked with our mind to elevate us, and in the future the best way to go about, if there is unfulfilled desires or anything, is to go moment by moment, to let go, to trust the abundance of the present, that the abundance of the present can bring about the manifestation. For it is about cohabitation, for within the unity consciousness, the quantum field, all is connected to all, yet the spirit keeps things in alignment, so that we won't get overwhelmed. If we connected to all things, it would be overwhelming. It would be completely unbearable to have the experience of all that is going, all that is. So it's like, first we need to align with our soul, our spirit, our guides. The more our emotion is positive, the more we are able to connect to our guidance. When our emotion is negative, there is astral beings that are trying to play with us, to feed on our energy, and so we want to. So it's like it's about renouncing all of those negative energies, those subconscious influence, but yet to make peace with your inner child, to make peace with your inner teenager that wants to rebel against all kinds. There's the voices of the senses. We have to tame the senses, and also to learn sometimes to cohabitate within our consciousness with other soul, like the whales are collective soul consciousness that are learning to live within one physical body. That's why they're so big. There are many souls that are learning to integrate the collective soul frequency. But sometimes there is souls that are coming into your consciousness, your vibration through your heart, and then just learn to love, to establish a love balance connection, to learn to interact with other soul within yourself from a telepathic, from a psychic standpoint. And so for once we recognize the father, the paternity and maternity of God, we can say we are all brothers and sisters. We are all serving the mother and the father, and the plan of the deities. But there is a great purification that is going on, and it's not pleasant. So it's like everybody on the individual and collective level. But every day we fell asleep every night, and then there is we are being upgraded. So it is very important to remove all the fear and traumas from within the heart, to ask that your heart be free, be clear to love, to open the heart chakra, to receive your gift and ability, and to have access to memories. For past and future, it's like do not fear the future and do not regret the past. For like those are the traps. So just because the memory is even reconditioned as we think of it. If we look at a traumatic experience from the past, from the traumatic standpoint, we still haven't healed. But if we see we have been able to forgive and learn a lesson from it, then we can see it from a different standpoint, and it is no longer plaguing us in some sense. So just accept the healing. And fifth, understanding also that fifth dimensional is not a place. There are many places, planets that are completely, all beings live in the fifth dimension, 6 or 7 or whatever, but or even celestial realm. But it's a state of being. So we are challenged to integrate this state of paradisical experience, regardless of what the situation on the outside is. It is a challenge, and looking at life from a higher perspective, from state of peace and total void of consciousness, the no need to know anything, no need to be right, no need to just to follow your heart and go with the flow. And because as soon as we think of the past will bring us back to the problems that we had in the past. But we're going to be given the opportunity to balance everything out. So just certain things we just need to let go, other things we're going to need to act to bring the balance. But letting go of fear and negative emotion is very essential. And for now we'll never be again. This moment of now, I want to thank you for your presence in this moment of now. For the now will never come again. The now it will always change, like Heraclitus, the great philosopher, says. Life is like a sacred flame. It changes all the time. Every day it shows us, because we want to be free, but the soul knows we cannot handle all of the energies. We need to balance out all at once. So there is this great careful planning on what we are called to deal with in each and every day. Just be in contact with your higher self and allow your higher self is capable of making unthinkable miracles. And so that's really where we want. The challenge is to turn within and to trust the process from within outwards. And hopefully people will stop giving power to all those deep state and narrative. And it's like people give a lot more credit because they're completely disempowered. It's only on the narrative level, but as long as people believe in that and communicate on that and share on that, on their victim mentality, that those people are so powerful. I see countless video to say that the Rothschild, the most powerful being on the earth, and the Rockefeller, and it's completely nonsense. They have no more power than you or me. It's just the illusion they're trying to create so you can submit your consciousness to believe that they have more power than you do. But it's not true. It's only God has the power. So renounce all those outside authority and seek your own authority. Just laugh at the whole thing. Yet it's like sunlight. If you can send violet fire or white light into the situation on the internet or whatever, to change that, because it is completely improper to make people believe all those illusions. No longer, let's say. So it is, and also the last thing I would say, it's like protect the children. The children are very vulnerable, and they're attacking the children with all their their woke movement and the transhumanism. And be careful who your children spend time with, what they're looking at. They need to be guided until they have enough maturity of consciousness to make their own decision. But they're vulnerable, so it's very important to protect the children as much as possible during those times, and always, of course. So I hope this message was interesting for you. I thank you very much for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I thank you really very much for your donations. And I'm going to finish with a little song, to finish in music, and pull some cards with the Tarot of the Angels. And so it's an old song, but I'm not sure who wrote it. I think it was maybe the Animals. It goes like this. There is a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun, and it's been the ruins of many poor boys, and me, I know I'm one. My mother was a tailor. She sewed my new blue jeans. My father was a gambling man down in New Orleans. Now the only thing a gambler needs is a suitcase and a trunk, and the only time that he is satisfied is when he's all drunk. I've got one foot on the platform, the other on the train, and I'm going back to New Orleans to wear that ball and chain. Well, mother, tell my sisters not to do what I have done, to spend your life in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun. There is a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun, and it's been the ruins of many poor boys, and me, I know I'm one. And me, I know I'm one. The story of somebody who recognizes sin and wants to make amends in some sense for live your life forgive your sins, but do not, when you find something that is improper, that is against evolution. For there are a lot of people that are mocking the truth, mocking God, mocking, and like Enoch said, there is a special place for them that is reserved. For it is not a punishment, but they have to become real eventually. So everybody's all going to have to become real. For the card of the day is temperance. The observer of the day is temperance, not to be into extreme, to work on the internal alchemistry, to stay in the light side. What the highest wisdom is the triumph of the light. We are triumphant over our own program of evolution. What we need to understand is wealth, inner and outer wealth, abundance. What we need to do is courage, to have the courage to complete whatever little details we need to complete, and the outcome, we're going to have the globe of creation within our hand, the power to recreate a new world, to recreate a new life, to recreate, to transform. Life is going to be very, very different, is already very different, since a great deal of change on the energetic level have already happened and will continue to happen. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to the next step. I will be opening 2 new channels to be YouTube, probably YouTube. I'm not sure. But one in English, one in French, about different things. So that is probably in the works. I will be coming soon. And I thank you very much. Wish you a wonderful day. I hope you're enjoying this day here. It is like summer. And I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.